welcome back, and it is time for another tutorial. We're going to be creating this look here. I think it's just kind of my take on a traditional kind of holiday glam, but we vamped it up a little bit, made it a little bit more on the sultry side. You guys know how I do. But today I created this look using 4 new makeup palettes that you can actually find in Walgreens. This is from a brand that I talk about a lot, Profusion. Now these are $10 at Walgreens, but you can get them cheaper online for a couple bucks cheaper, plus they ship for free over 25 bucks. So I'll link the site down below, but I used the new Profusion high pigmented matte lipstick case, the highlight case, guys, which you guys know is ride or die for me, the new contour case in medium, and also this baby right here. This is the Profusion Pro eyeshadow case in Smokey. And guys, I was not even planning on doing a look with this palette for this whole 31 days extravaganza, but I was like, you know what, this is such a good drugstore palette that is out right now that I have to throw it in there. And they have another one called Natural, which is also beautiful, but this is just the one that I wanted to use today. I'm really happy with how this look turned out. I think for 10 bucks, this is a fantastic eyeshadow palette in the drugstore. Really, really nice quality, nice packaging, just amazing. So this is definitely a Profusion centric tutorial today, but if you want to see how I created this look, then stick around. All right, everybody, so we're going to start off priming our eyes with our Photo Finish primer from Wet n Wild. This is a great drugstore primer. I think it's very, very comparable to the Urban Decay Primer Potion, Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I kind of use them all interchangeably, and I really like this one just as much. And I'm going to take that right underneath the eye as well. Now taking the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlighter, we are going to carve out our brows just because we do want a really, really clean base. So I'm just going to kind of trace that line there. And then with a Wet n Wild concealer brush, I'm just going to smooth that out and blend it down into the Photo Finish primer. Now we're going to go into the Profusion Pro eyeshadow case in the Smoky version, and we are going to pick up the shades, we're going to pick up the shade Nude, this one right here, and I'm just using a base shadow brush from Real Techniques. I'm just going to start setting that primer. And then once I get up to the brow bone, I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to go into the shade Whiteout, just because I want a really, really bright and clean brow bone, and we're just going to blend that into Nude, right? Nude. It's just going to give you a really nice bright matte brow bone highlight. Now I'm picking up the Wet n Wild fluffy brush, and we're going to go back into the palette and we are going to pick up the shade Ivory, which is this one right here. It's just a little bit more of a yellow tone, and it's going to help us transition into the brown. So I'm just going to take that brush and just lay it down very, very lightly. And again, it's just going to help with the seamless transition. You're really not going to see it on the eye. But once you've done that, I'm going to take that same brush and we're going to take the eyeshadow right here called Ashes, which is a really pretty warm kind of terracotta brown. And these shadows are really powdery. I really, really like these mattes a lot, but they are really powdery, so I definitely want to tap off my brush. And then I'm going to start laying this down in my transition. I'm really, really impressed with the texture of these eyeshadows. This wasn't even in my original list to use these palettes, but I got them and tried them out, and I was like, okay, yeah, they need to be in this tutorial. Once that Ashes shade is down, we're going to pick up a BR250 brush, or a Pro Fluff blending brush, I believe is what they're called on the website if you want to buy it. And we're going to go into the Espresso shade right here, which is just a deep, dark, more cool toned brown. It's neutral to cool leaning, and it just adds a nice balance to the look. And we're just going to start laying that down. I'm just going to blend that right over Ashes, so you can see that Ashes adds some nice warmth to that look. And then using that same brush, we're going to go right into the shade Pitch Black. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of tap my brush just on the tip, and we're going to really keep this tight to the crease. This is not the most pigmented black I've ever used, but sometimes that's a good thing. Guys, sometimes blacks can be so intimidating and hard to use because there is such a thing as being too pigmented for a look. And sometimes it's better if you've got a black that is, you know, moderately pigmented but builds up nicely. And I do find that this black does that. Again, it's all about your preferences and what you prefer in a shadow. And that's just my personal preference. I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that espresso shade and just blend everything out. Now I'm going to go back in with that fluffy blending brush and pick up a little bit more of Ashes. And again, we're just gonna blend everything out and warm it up. And now I'm gonna go in with that eyeshadow base brush again, and I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of ivory. And just, again, we're gonna blend out the edges. And once we've blended that out, I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more of that whiteout shade and just reiterate the brow bone. And then with no more product on that fluffy blending brush, we're gonna blend everything together. Now we're gonna work on the lid. And one thing I will say about these palettes, the mattes are really nice. The shimmers are pretty, but they're not that impactful. So they need a little bit of help. So I'm gonna go in with my NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Yogurt. This is a beautiful, just gorgeous pinky champagne shade. And we're just gonna kind of place that on the lid. And then using a Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush, just flat shader brush, we're gonna spread that evenly over the lid. Once we've done that, we're going to use that same brush and we're going to pick up Crystalline, which is this really beautiful kind of very, very light pale gold shade. And we're just going to place that over Yogurt. And this is just going to give it a little bit more of a pop and a little bit more depth of color. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to take my Rimmel Scandalize in Nude and just line the lower waterline. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to use my Real Techniques brow brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Pitch Black. And what I'm going to do is just create a thin line along my lower lash line. All right, now just taking a pencil brush. This one's from BH Cosmetics. I'm going to go into the shade Espresso. And again, we're just going to kind of mirror what we did on top, and I'm going to very lightly smoke that out. Then I'm going to take that base brush again, and I'm going to go in with the shade Ivory. And we're just going to soften up underneath the lash line. Now I do want to add a little bit of that warmth back in, so I'm going to go back in with that pencil brush and pick up a little bit more of Ashes. And very lightly run that underneath the lash line. And again, just go back and blend it out with a little bit more of Ivory in that base brush. Alright guys, I'm going to go in with my matte liquid liner in black from NYX, and I'm going to throw on some lashes. I'm just going to use my Cherry Blossom Demi Wispies that I've cut down by about 1/3 just because it's more comfortable on my eye. And I'm going to create a, you know, pretty moderate wing there. And then I'm going to throw some mascara on the lower lashes. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Mega Length. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. All right, everybody. So apparently I forgot to hit the record button. So my lashes and liner are on. I'm waiting for that glue to dry. I took a little bit of the shade Crystalline on a concealer brush from Wet n Wild and just put that right in the inner corners. And I also contoured my face using the Profusion Pro contour case, and I just used a little bit of the walnut shade, and then I bronzed up with a little bit of the honey shade. And I'm also going to take a little bit of this highlighter right here on a small concealer brush, and again just reiterate that highlight on the inner corner. And once that lash glue is dry, we are going to go back over and reiterate our liner. But let's work on the rest of the face. For blush today, let's just go ahead and stick with the Profusion theme. I'm going to go into my Profusion Blush Duo, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of both of these shades on my BRC S25 brush, and very lightly go in and start placing that. Woo! See how easy it is to look like a lady of the evening? I'm going to take the rest of that and just blend it on the other cheek and blend it back. And then we're going to blend this out. These are pigmented blushes, but they're really, really pretty. And now just to blend everything in together, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Illuminating Powder, and I'm going to take this shade right here in this pinkier shade, so the more kind of beigey shade and that pink shade, and we're just going to buff everything in. Guys, and since we're using a bunch of the pro makeup cases from Profusion today, I'm also going to use my highlighting case, and I'm going to go into the shade White Pearl, and this is just on an e.l.f. small tapered brush. We're just going to go to town. I like to really put it on the apples of my cheeks, so when I smile, it kind of makes my cheeks look rosy and healthy. I'm gonna go just above the brows here. Take this down the nose, just on the bridge, and then right on the tip of the nose. Cupid's bow. And chin. For lips today, I'm going to go in and line my lips with my Jordana Easy Liner in Cabernet. I love this. You guys know I love a dark vampy lip around the holidays. I can't help it. It's just going to happen, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with that. And I'm just going to fill in the corners. And then I'm going to take the Profusion High Pigmented Matte Lipstick Case in Plum. And we're going to go into with this very darkest shade, which is called Voodoo Spice, on their brush. Super, super pretty. And we're going to go in with a smaller lip brush and just smooth everything out. Alright guys, I'm going to touch up my liner, get my hair out of these pins, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, so this is the finished look. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Again, I'm really pleasantly surprised by these. I've been wanting to try these for a while and I just never got around to ordering them. So when I saw them in Walgreens, I had to pick them up. I think they're such great quality. These are going to be good for the people that are just starting to get into makeup, all the way to the certified makeup junkies like me who just love a good quality eyeshadow, good quality products. You guys know I love that highlighting case. I talk about it all the time, and I've got to say, these, I was weary of these shadows, and when I got in and started playing around with these matte eyeshadows in here, I was just pleasantly surprised. I'm really loving this. I think this would be a great stocking stuffer for any makeup lover in your life, and that goes for all of the palettes. And I do know that when I was using the contour palette, of course I was not filming because I forgot to hit the button, so this is what this one looks like. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, definitely let me know. Let me know if you recreate any of these looks. And also be sure to check out my channel tomorrow for the next tutorial at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out and talking about makeup with me. You know it makes my day. I will see you guys tomorrow, but until then, you have an amazing day, have a rockin' week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.